The BBC.
Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff has told us he hopes to sit down with Lewis Hamilton in the coming weeks to finalise a contract extension. Hamilton won his 7th world title yesterday in Turkey, matching Michael Schumacher's all-time record. He also extended his own Formula One record with a 94th race win. Here's the 1996 world champion Damon Hill.
It is a lot easier if you have the best car, I will say that. With Lewis, they're tripping over themselves to keep him in the car. Mercedes have nabbed him at the early start of their development as a team because they knew he was the best driver. So the best drivers get the best equipment, and he's held on to that position because no one can touch him.
No one can touch Lewis Hamilton. Tonight we've got a special programme on him, trying to get under the skin, under the bonnet of Lewis Hamilton and his cars. 5 Live Sport from 9, matching Michael Schumacher's record. But with all of the other records that he holds individually, he can now be considered the greatest racing driver of all time, especially considering the stats. Now, I still think it's kind of a dream, but hopefully it's not. That's Dustin Johnson, after achieving the hopes of his younger self with his record 20 under par 5-shot win at the Masters yesterday. He says always around the putting green growing up, it was always to win at Augusta, especially because I grew up so close to here. It's his second major championship, but first green jacket, which so far is the only major to elude Rory McIlroy.
He's been knocking on the door so long, and I think since June, the lockdown, he has been by far the best player in the world. You know, he's won a few times, won a FedEx Cup, and I think it validates what he did at Oakmont a few years ago, and he's had so many chances and hasn't quite been able to close the deal, but he's got the ball on the string. It was really impressive.
McIlroy himself was really impressive from Friday, Saturday and Sunday, but he had a dreadful first round, which is a semi-regular trait for McIlroy in the majors at the moment, if you go back the last couple of years. Peter Shilton has told the BBC that his longtime friend and rival Ray Clements should be remembered as one of the game's greatest ever goalkeepers. Clements died yesterday, aged 72. He competed with Shilton for the England #1 shirt throughout the 1970s and 80s.
He's right up there, isn't he? He got 60-odd caps, and sometimes people say to me, if Clement hadn't have been around, how many caps would you have got? But I said, well, listen, he was a fantastic goalkeeper and deserved the caps he got.
125 caps for Peter Shilton. Speaking of England, the boss Gareth Southgate says he has concerns that clubs might withdraw some of their players from England's dead rubber final Nations League game against Iceland on Wednesday. That'll be the third game of this international break. England have already lost Joe Gomez, Jordan Henderson, Ben Chilwell and Raheem Sterling to injury. Last night they lost 2-0 to Belgium. Scotland were beaten 1-0 in Slovakia, with Ryan Christie admitting they'd really celebrated qualifying for the Euros last week. Could have played a part. The 9-game unbeaten run under Steve Clarke is over.
Disappointing when your unbeaten run comes to an end, but there's a way for it to come to an end, and I thought the performance was good. It's not a backward step.
No, it's not. Scotland will still win promotion if they can beat Israel on Wednesday. Same situation for Wales if they can draw with Finland. This is after last night's 1-0 win over the Republic of Ireland. But Northern Ireland lost again, bottom of their group, and they've still never won a Nations League game. And after wins at the ATP Tour finals for Rafa Nadal and the champion Stefanos Tsitsipas yesterday, today Novak Djokovic, the world #1, plays Diego Schwartzman. It's on BBC Two from 2 o'clock, and tonight we'll bring you commentary of Alex Zverev against Daniil Medvedev. 5 Live Sports Extra from 8.
BBC Sport.